why most experts anticipate unemployment to be extended sometime in December. First, it says to provide state, local, and tribal governments with the aid they need so educators, firefighters, and other essential workers aren't being laid off. It also goes and says extend COVID crisis unemployment insurance to help those who are out of work. Also provide a comeback package for Main Street businesses and entrepreneurs, and immediately put people to work by enlisting them to help fight the pandemic, including through a public health jobs corps. The only problem right now is Joe Biden would be going up against Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. And right now, if the Senate is continued to be controlled by Republicans after January 5th, then this could be a little bit of a problem. Now, although many people say this is a bad thing and Mitch McConnell would never go for a substantial stimulus package, that's somewhat true. However, that's not entirely true. I am here to tell you that although Mitch McConnell will not support a large stimulus package, he would support something that provides benefits to the American people. This would be something like unemployment benefits and stimulus checks. And these are both seen as very vital pieces of legislation for the American people. And here's where all of this comes down to happening before Christmas. What is currently being reported is that many experts, and according to this report, some people in Congress, doesn't say who, doesn't really elaborate on that, but these reports are saying that many experts and some people in Congress do anticipate that Mitch McConnell would support a stimulus check and unemployment benefits. That is a federal unemployment plus up, for example, $300 per week for people on unemployment. And he would approve something like that before Christmas. And the reason they are saying this is because studies show that when people have money in their bank account around the holidays, they're more inclined to spend it. So Mitch McConnell's big thing is, okay, we're seeing the economy come back. We're seeing unemployment rates drop. We're seeing our consumer spending somewhat increase. It's kind of plateaued at this point, or maybe even dropped since the $600 unemployment benefit kind of lapsed. But if we were to see a stimulus check, if we were to see another round of unemployment plus up, then most likely the money that people have in their savings account, in their bank account that they see rolling in, they will most likely spend at retail stores for holiday shopping. So because of this, this would actually be a benefit for the economy going forward. So it would make more sense to provide a stimulus check before Christmas and these holidays than to wait after and provide it sometime in January, where it would actually do much less. So that is what the report is currently saying. So if this is true, we could see stimulus checks before Christmas. In order to see this happen, in order to see people spending this money, we would need to have a stimulus package agreed upon by at least December 11th. So the earlier that they can pass this in December, the better off it will be for the economy as a whole. But again, we will see. But even though Mitch McConnell would support, again, based on reports and based off what Mitch McConnell has stated, even though he would support federal unemployment boost of $300 per week and a $1,200 stimulus check, it's currently being reported that Joe Biden's team is reportedly considering dropping a federal unemployment boost and possibly stimulus check if this means all other pieces of legislation would pass. They're saying this because the only reason they're even considering this is because more Republicans would support a smaller stimulus package. And more Republicans would support a stimulus package that doesn't include an incentive, according to Republicans, for people to stay home and not go to work, which is AKA the unemployment plus up. I don't think that's the case. I don't think people on unemployment consider it an incentive to stay home. They would love to go to work, but their job is probably not there or not calling them back. The problem for Republicans, though, has never been stimulus checks, has never been the unemployment plus up in the sense of $300 per week, it has always been bailing out blue states and the high price of the overall stimulus package. If Joe Biden and his team and Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and all other Democrats believe that taking off stimulus checks, let's say $300 billion, so they're roughly at $2.4 trillion. They take off $300 billion for stimulus checks. Well, that takes us down to 2.1. Or let's just say they start at 2.2. Take off $300 billion. That brings us down to 1.9. Okay. Well, then we have the unemployment plus up. Let's say that gets extended. That costs, let's say, $200 billion. Who knows how long that's going to go? Let's say $200 billion. Well, that brings us down to $1.7 trillion. The Biden team is currently thinking that going from 2.2 to 1.7 is going to get more Republicans on board. And essentially, that's not the case. More Republicans are not going to jump on board at 1.7. At 1.2, maybe 1.5, yeah, we'll get a bunch to jump on board. But at 1.7, it's still too high. And on top of that, many Republicans are also hesitant to pass any stimulus package whatsoever. Doesn't even mean $1 trillion, not even $500 billion. There are reports saying that about 20 to 25 Republicans, Senate Republicans, would not support any stimulus bill whatsoever, simply because they feel it's not needed. And as vaccines get closer to coming out, we won't need stimulus at all. The poverty rate has slowly been increasing with each passing day. This not only has people losing their savings, but they're losing their homes as well. This is why we need to address poverty as quickly as possible. Multiple members of Congress recently told Nancy Pelosi that they support her effort to get something done that is significant. Well, fixing the poverty line, fixing the poverty rate would be significant, but that the most significant thing she could do at this time is pass any form of stimulus as soon as possible for the American people. So even though it looks like, yes, we agree, get something done that is significant. Well, Nancy Pelosi looks at this like, okay, significant, that means $2.4 trillion, $3.4 trillion, when in reality, their idea of significant means provide stimulus no matter what it is, no matter how small or how big it is, just get it done to provide some relief to the American people. I think not. The truth is that there is so much stuff being proposed inside these bills, whether it's a Democratic bill or a Republican bill. There's so much stuff being proposed that most people would never even know that this stuff is in it. And this is the reason why Congress is having such a hard time getting anything done, passing any type of stimulus package, because of the stuff that is being thrown into these bills. One thing that is being proposed by Joe Biden, though, it's not in a bill, it's not in a proposal. It is just being proposed. It's on his website. You can go and see it. But he's talking about providing $200 per month for people on Social Security. That's $200 in addition to their Social Security check for everybody. Everybody on Social Security will get this. And this is being that the cost of living adjustment, COLA, is going up 1.3% in 2021. And Medicare Part B is going up 2.9%. This is not good for people on Social Security. So even though their inflation, the cost of living adjustment, COLA, is going up 1.3%, well, their expenses, Medicare Part B, just went up 2.9%. So they're actually getting less money because Medicare Part B just went up. That's crazy. There needs to be more done for people on Social Security. And currently, it looks like Joe Biden is doing something. He is going to challenge this, and he is going to provide some type of relief to people on Social Security as soon as he takes office. This is at least something positive to look forward to. It may not happen. I anticipate something will happen for Social Security recipients, but this is also a possibility that nothing happens.